A sawmill works by cutting logs into lumber using large bandsaw blades. The same process is repeated over and over, log by log, to produce high volumes of rough-cut lumber. Timber harvesting, or logging, is the first step to getting a log to the sawmill. Trees are cut down using chainsaws during the logging process. This step is known as felling. Felling is essentially cutting down the tree and cutting it to length. Then the log is delimed and loaded on a truck for transportation to the mill. Once at the mill, the logs are unloaded and stacked onto piles where they wait to be cut. Next, the log is moved using a piece of heavy machinery and put on a belt where it awaits its turn to be cut. Once the log gets to the front of the conveyor belt, it will enter the mill to be debarked. A debarking machine is used to strip the log of its bark. The bark is then saved as it can be sold as mulch or used to fuel certain kilns at a sawmill. Each log will go through a large metal detector before being cut. Since trees can live for hundreds of years, there is no saying what could be found in them. Often you will find nails, wire fencing, or other metals in the logs which can ruin your sawmill blades if they are not cut beforehand. For the logs that have metal in them, the metal will either be removed or the log will be cut into smaller sections so as much as possible can be salvaged. Merchandising in the modern age has made sawmills much more efficient. Lasers can be used to estimate the log so the mill can maximize the lumber it gets from each and every log. Over the course of the day and weeks, this can make mill more profitable by eliminating unnecessary waste on every log that's cut into lumber. When you think of a sawmill, you likely picture the head rig. Logs enter the head rig saw by getting clamped on a conveyor belt where the head rig blades move through the log. The head rig cuts the log into cans, which are essentially logs that are flat on at least one side. The logs can be sold as cans with only one size milled, but this isn't normally the case. If the size of lumber needed is unknown, the business will likely buy cans and cut them to size. Pallet manufacturers often do this since the pallet size are built custom based on the dimensions of the product it's being used for. The actual milling process is now complete and the lumber is ready to be graded. This is essentially a process for quality control. Since most sawmills won't plane lumber and only sell rough cut, the grade is usually known as FAS. They used to grade lumber as first and second grade, but have since combined the two to make FAS. Many sawmills don't use a kiln and will just let their lumber air dry. Others buy kilns, which can speed up the drying process significantly and increase the value of the lumber. Thanks for watching. Until next time.